Hello there and welcome to World of Tanks with Ungainly Titan. About a week ago I brought you my first look at the Charioteer. I'd managed to unlock it previously and I had enough free XP, as I said, to get to the penultimate 20-pounder gun package. At the time I was bemoaning the lack of gun depression, so that you couldn't use it really as a stealthy TD because you had to keep moving to bring the gun to bear on targets that were too low, or if you were on any kind of uneven ground, and that tended to spoil your camouflage and then you got shot up. I did feel at the time that the 105mm gun would be the making of the tank, and my suspicions have been borne out. This is one of my first games with the gun unlocked. We're here on Sacred Valley and
focus on this location.
It definitely makes a difference to the tank. Now initially I'm trying to play fairly cautiously because again it isn't well armoured. It's not going to resist a lot of the fire that can be delivered at it from this kind of matchup, and it's also well, fast and mobile, not particularly stealthy, especially when it moves. So I'm trying to find a spot where I can bring the gun to bear ideally without moving the tank. And mostly I've played tank destroyers that are either well armoured or have at least good gun depression, and so I'm not too sure where to go exactly on Sacred Valley with this particular tank, but I picked this spot first and it's no use because I can see anything. I don't think I have any line of sight or anything is showing up, so I relocate. So basically it's a question of hunting around. The thing with weakly armoured tanks is that you try and avoid trying to avoid trouble at the start of the game. Stay out of trouble, keep your gun in the game, and later on you can trade hit points against weakened tanks for damage when you have good alpha on the gun, which this 105mm has. Unfortunately this location isn't much use to me either. I'm outside the render range, I suspect, of some of the tanks that are spotted back up there in the monastery at the corner of the map, so I've got to push forward and I suppose risk getting spotted. Pushing forward a little bit brings the enemy tanks into range.
Target locked.
So I'm going to try my luck here, and there's a likely candidate. We fire and we get him through the wall.
Armor is destroyed. Focus attention here.
So we got a first kill. Bit of a cheeky one since somebody else had done all the hard work. And there's a Tiger P, again trying to get gun depression down the slope, and we finish him off for his troubles.
Target locked.
Now we try and shoot him through the walls, but there's multiple walls and it doesn't make it through and I don't do any damage. So we have to wait for the reload and we get another shot off. We do a significant amount of damage. So he turns to leave now that he's nearly wiped out, and we don't give enough lead because he turned a little bit faster, I suppose, than we anticipated. Now, there's not much left in the southwest corner. All the remaining enemy tanks seem to be up in the northern, or the north eastern third of the map, or quarter of the map really. So now I have to start taking risks. The one advantage of the 105mm gun is because the alpha is practically twice the alpha of the 20-pounder, is that you can take risks, take hits and make it pay off, because as long as you're careful about whom you're attacking and when and where you do the attacks, you can pick off low health attacks tanks and risk their return fire, simply because, like I said, you have a pretty high damaging gun, whereas with the 20-pounder you couldn't succeed in a strategy like that. Now when I come up here initially I don't see anything. I thought somebody might cross the road there, but I managed to spot the artillery fleeing our tanks advancing up along from the monastery, and we get a tracking shot, but I pull back for the reload because I don't want to stay up there out in the open. And taking a blind shot, I managed to finish off the artillery. Now I want to pull back down to get unspotted and wait for the reload. One of our tanks is engaged in with a tortoise up here, and I thought he might need a bit of help. So I come around, basically I want the back of the tortoise. I don't want to face that 120mm gun. And we finish him off. So now we have 4 kills. So I drive back up north. There's a light tank signaling for help up there, although he doesn't seem to have spotted anybody. So I decided I'll head up in that direction. Come around the side of the hill there so as to shield myself from anything that might be over that direction. There's somebody here on the road behind the rocks here, and see if I can get a shot. That's where the gun depression is too high. He flumps his first shot and he flumps that one, but I dunk that shot into the ground, take a bit of return fire. So this is where the aim time becomes a problem, but I managed to get the shot in, even though it's not fully aimed, and finish him off. So quite a bit of damage doing it though. So now we're on 5 kills. Now I thought that tank was a bit closer than he actually was.
Target locked.
But that was to no avail, and now I'm peeping around the corner to see what else I can get a line of sight on. So I don't seem to have a line of sight in any of those tanks over there. So we'll keep moving. Match is still pretty even. And next thing, 6th Sense comes off. There's somebody around. So there is a Lorraine, a 40T, and he's weaving back and forth trying to put my aim off while he shoots at me. So I just wait for him to get into a position where he can fire, and then I just pull the trigger because the turret's quite soft. Now I have to avoid his return fire while I'm reloading. Now that I've reloaded, there's an M103 coming, so he decides that he's got better things to be doing, but he gets shot from another colleague to the south of him. So at this point, we're now starting to pull ahead. There aren't many enemy tanks left. So there's a building between me and the Yak Panther, and I take a chance of shooting through the structure there, see if I can do any damage, but somebody else finishes him off. So there's one tank remaining at this point, and I'm kind of raring for the kill, so I rush in ahead of the M103, and I actually block his shot, which was rather mean. I didn't really intend to do that. I wasn't really thinking about the M103 at the time. I did apologise to him via message after the game, and he accepted my apology. So you can see it's pretty good. 2,500 damage, 2nd class mastery, and a top gun. Once you have the top gun unlocked, it's actually a decent enough tank. It's not going to be my favourite tank. I really would like something with more gun depression and possibly a little more stealthy. But yeah, you can make it work, and it's definitely viable with the top package. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it interesting and entertaining. Please leave a comment if you have anything to say, and I'll see you again soon.